Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We are going to be unboxing Rogue and Gambit from Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures game by Atomic Mass Games. This is one of the most anticipated expansions to show up in the game, being the crucial members of the X-Men team are finally here, and there's a lot more in this little wave. We've got more Marvel Crisis Protocol videos coming up soon, so be sure to stick around. Also, if you are new here, we are also giving away a lightsaber. If you want to enter to win that, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. So let's go ahead and get this thing open. Also, by the way, check out some of the links we have down in the description below. We have a great family-friendly Discord. We've got all of that stuff right here. We've got our thing here. We've got our stuff here, and that's about all there is to it. But yeah, check out those links in the description below as well. All right, so we've got sprues, and sprues. All right, so we've got our standard bases. This is what you would normally expect for two small miniatures. We have, which looks like Rogue's base right here. And Rogue has like the option to be holding this this little kind of giant ball bearing or like an eyeball of a sentinel or something like that. And I don't think I'm gonna have her doing that. I don't think I want people holding sentinel parts. Might not work might look less than thematic if they're not fighting sentinels, which, by the way, there are currently no sentinels yet in the game. I'm really eager for sentinels to actually show up. But we've got our exploding base, we've got the leg, we've got so is this like, does she have her own, she has her own base here, which is interesting. Is this meant to go on top of another base? If we look at the picture there, it looks like this goes on top of another base, which is very odd to me because that means I guess it can only go on one of these two. But I mean, okay, you know, that's an interesting way to look at it. But that's fine with me. Fine with me. All right, we got Gambit here. Gambit's got, of course, the cards right here. We've got his cloak. We've got all of his little bits and pieces right here. And of course, we're going to put these together so you'll be able to see, you know, not just the frame, but what do they look like when they're all assembled. We do have our little credits document. And then, of course, our, read this first. Look at that. Wait a second. There's not, oh, there is no assembly document on these anymore. Well, that is just lovely. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? I guess you have to now, you know, like a lot of times I don't have a computer out here to go ahead and go to this website or whatever, you know? So like that's, I mean, I guess you could do it on your phone, but I liked having a big sheet instead of having to look at my phone, which wants to like go to sleep and turn the blackout thing on in between each one. So not really a big fan of this. So yeah, it's like my first negative criticism for Marvel Crisis Protocol. That's a bummer. That's really lousy. Legion did that for a little while, and they got an earful from it too. All right, we got some tokens here, so that's pretty cool. And we've got our cards and cardboards. Let's take a closer look at these. All right, let's start out with Rogue. She's gonna have 6 health, medium speed, size 2, threat 4. She's a 4/3/3, so pretty good on the physical defense there. She's got an absorbing strike, which has sap power. That's going to be her free one. And then she has Southern Hospitality, which also has a built-in throw, which is a really strong attack. 7 dice there, 4/3. She has Charge, which is amazing. It's you know, being able to move and then attack. She's got Marvelous Strength, which is a size 4 throw, which is a very nice one for terrain features. She's got Mutant Absorption, which is a really nasty thing because that can, it's almost like an attack, but it's not an attack, and it's going to cost 2. You got to be kind of close, and it just makes people lose power, which is really good, or potentially damage if they don't have enough power. She's got the Kree Mutant Physiology. When this character would suffer damage from an enemy effect, reduce it by 1 to a minimum of 1. Of course, that's really good for tankier characters. It's going to make her a little harder to kill, and then she's immune to poison, and she has Flight. When we flip her over, she still has 6 health, and I think everything else there is about the same. We switch over to Gambit, And Gambit's more of a glass cannon here. He's got 5 health, 333. So maybe not too glass, but like maybe reinforced glass cannon, because you know, he didn't really have a whole lot of defensive stuff. He's got a little defensive ability, but not much. So he's got 2 free attacks. He's got the boat staff, which has a push in it, but only builds 1. He's got the kinetic ace, which is more of a true builder, which is only a range 3, so it's like kind of short range. So he kind of has to get in fairly close. It's also explosive. All of his attacks have a wild ability, and so that's pretty cool. He's got 52 card pickup, which is a beam 4, that's the really, really nice one, but that costs 4 power. So Gambit's gonna really want power to do the big attack, and it's a nice attack too, by the way, with 5 dice built into it and flurry of cards, which means its wilds are gonna deal 2 damage each. He's got accelerating charge, which again, I think with 52 card pickup specifically, you're going to really want cards that can add extra dice, and so you know that's going to be a really nice one, because this is potentially so good that you might not even you might not only use it if you only have 1 person, you know, if you have the right shot. So you know, accelerating charge is going to be nice, adding 2 dice. You have that built in, but plus there's plenty of team tactics cards that can add dice. A little something extra, you can spend 1 to change a die to a wild, which is really important since, again, all of his attacks have wilds. Again, built-in synergy and an enhanced agility. This is his defensive one. It's not really, you know, a damage reduction, but it's more of a, hey, let's get away. He can spend 2 to move away from somebody, speed 2 after he's been attacked. He hits him back and he runs away. So it's kind of his stealth. Kind of, I'm going to run and hide now because I can't take too many of these shots. We flip him over, he's still 5 health. Now we do have a new 20 threat card here. Superpowered Scoundrels form Sinister Syndicate. It's going to be 5 ambush tokens. You're going to score 1 for each one you secure, and characters contesting those tokens are going to gain cover as long as the attack is not from somebody else who's also contesting. So kind of like a fortified position, and it's of course 20 threat, which allows for bigger and badder forces. We've got a Gambit with a Dark Past card. You can only use this if he's not in the Uncanny X-Men, so it'd be kind of cool if you're using him with the Brotherhood. It's going to give people near him stealth, which is it's a nasty card, and that's what, you know, Gambit's going to rely on that. I think you're going to be incentivized to maybe take him outside of the X-Men. Mind if I cut in? Well, I did that in Juggernaut's voice, but it's a rogue card. Mind if I cut in, sugar? I guess that's kind of what we would do it. Rogue may play this card. With this round, when an enemy character is choosing a target of a non-beam attack, Rogue is in range and in line of sight. They may pay 1. If they do not, they must target Rogue. So, at least it's not a great card because they can just pay 1 to ignore it, but it doesn't have a cost on it. So if anything else, it's like a card that's just gonna make them spend 1 power. So maybe not my favorite card. Charming Thief. During power phase, Gambit may play this card. This round, when an enemy character within 4 of Gambit uses a superpower, reactive or active, he's going to gain a power after the effect is resolved. Really nice ability for him to gain power, because he's going to want a lot of power to do that 52 card pickup and the accelerating charge. That's already 7 right there. To manufacture another wild, you're going to want at least 8 to do his big attack, and so this is going to help him get there. And then we've got Rogue's big one. Pardon me, sugar. During Rogue's activation, she can play this card. She gains some stuff for Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Deadpool, or Magneto. She can basically, it's kind of like her draining their powers and using it to help her out a little bit. And so she gets a different effect no matter who she is within. It's very, very cool. Maybe not the easiest thing to always manufacture, but it's got a lot of options there. It doesn't have 100% of everybody, but this is one of those really thematic cards when you're trying to tell the story on your tabletop. Very, very cool. Let's go ahead and put those minis together. So I'm putting these minis together, and they're really not that hard. The instructions seem to be working. They have Rogue and Gambit on the website, but one thing I want to point out for maybe newer players who are maybe just now getting into Marvel Crisis Protocol, when you get small heads and hairs and like little small tiny pieces, I want to show you a little trick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these 2 on the sprue. I'm going to cut the head off, and I'm going to put it into the hair while it's still on the sprue. So because a lot of times if you're trying to handle these little pieces, you can drop them and break them or lose them. All right, so I already put some of the glue on the hair piece. So now I'm just going to stick the head on there and then done. Look at that. And I can just let it dry right there and then clip it off when I'm done. All right, so we've got everybody put together now. Here is Rogue without the little eyeball on her hand. So she is looking pretty good there. A lot of really sharp bits on the base. Do not touch those little pointy bits on the base. They'll hurt you. And then here is Remy, Mr. Gambit. I like that. I like the way that they did the cards and the card effect there. Very dynamic pose. The trench coat looks wicked awesome too. Very, very cool. Pretty nice stuff. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful or informative or illuminating or a waste of time. Well, no, hopefully you didn't find it a waste of time. All right, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I couldn't do this without your continued support. So thank you, patrons, for continuing to support this channel. If you guys are interested in learning more, you can check the links in the description below. If you guys have more questions about Marvel Crisis Protocol, we do have a pretty active Discord, so very family friendly as well. So check out the Discord link in the description below. I will talk to you guys soon. I want to thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day, and may the Force be with you.